Natsuo is a high school student and has a crush on his teacher named Hina, but she has a boyfriend. Natsuo and his friend goes to karaoke with some girls. They all introduces themselves, but a girl is not interested to be there, but introduce himself as Rui. Rui goes to get drinks, but Natsu follow her. They have little chat about their boring condition in karaoke, and Natsuo see Rui resembling Hina. Rui want to ditch their friends, so she ask a favor from Natsuo and take him to a hotel. Rui ask Natsuo for some plot development, but Natsuo hesitate, thinking about Hina, but after remembering she has a boyfriend, he decide to do it. And after some plot development, Natsuo wakes up when Rui was getting dressed up to leave. Natsuo is in deep thought about it, because this is his first time. Natsuo walk her to street near her house. Natsuo directly went to his friend and talk about what happened between him and Rui and how he has a mixed feeling about the situation. Next day at school, Natsuo was approached by Hina at the rooftop. Natsuo asked about what happened to her because she looked sad. While their conversation, bell rang for class, so Hina and Natsuo went to class. At night, Natsu goes home and start his writing work. Next day at school, Natsu went to rooftop to complete his writing, but see Hina crying in corner. Natsuo wonder and ask her about what happened, but Hina say only adults can understand her situation. That make Natsuo upset because he want to help her and started to ask about it, why. But she thought Natsuo was looking down on her. Later at home, Natsuo was thinking about Rui and Hina, but his father disrupt him and talk about his second marriage because her mother died when Natsuo was young. While they are talking, his stepmother has arrived. Natsuo father welcome her, but Natsuo was shocked to see Hina and Rui with her stepmother. Later Hina and Rui introduces themselves and started to eat drink together with whole family. Natsuo goes to take bath, but Rui follow him and talk about how much her mother has gone through, so she asked him to behave normal, like nothing ever happened. After that Natsuo went to his old man and congrats about his marriage, but said he should told him earlier. Next day they decide to move to new house, Natsuo and his father adjusting their boxes. While Natsuo was working, Hina teased him because they started to live under same roof and told him to call her Hina, not sensei, because they are siblings now. That make Natsuo blush. Later Hina forget to wear cloths after bath because she has a habit and get freak out seeing Natsuo, so she put some cloths. Their parents went outside and Hina was sleeping. After seeing Hina, Natsuo tries to kiss Hina, but Rui arrived before Natsuo get close, kicked Hina and take her to his room. Next day, Natsuo was late for school, so his hair looked messy. His friends wants to see new transfer student, so they decide to go look her, but Natsuo was surprised because it was Rui. Rui goes to Natsuo, and before she could say anything, Natsuo stop her and take her outside to talk. Natsuo asked not to tell anyone about their relationship, so Rui decided not to talk in school and leave. Natsuo was going in class, but approached by Hina. Hina asked is there something happened between him and Rui last night, so Natsuo explained the situation. After that Natsuo goes to class and see Rui sitting alone and ask her what happened. Rui explained that she has no social skill like Hina does, so no one really interested in her. Natsuo decided to become her friend and help her, but they started arguing with each other. Everyone started to laugh at them, saying they only want to become friends with her. Later at home, Natsuo goes to take bath but freak out seeing Rui taking bath. Rui thanks for help at school and ask him to come in. Rui talk about situation between Hina and her boyfriend, that things are not going well. After bath she leave. Next day, their parents are not at home, so three of them are having dinner together. After dinner, Hina gets call from his boyfriend, so she went outside for a bit and comes in crying. When Natsuo about to ask what happened, their parent arrived, so Natsuo can't get his answer, and after that everyone went to their rooms. Natsuo was thinking about Hina and get frustrated. Next day after school, Natsuo went to coffee shop to meet his friend Fumiya. Later at night, while they are going home, Natsuo is shocked to see Hina talking to a person in car. Natsuo is concerned and think about Hina and Rui. Later at home, Natsuo goes to Hina's room to clear his misunderstanding and ask about his affair, but she say this is about adult's life and started pushing him, but he stopped her. Hina pushed her to bed because he has eyes of a child. After their conversation, Natsuo decided to leave. Hina regret about what happened between him and Natsuo. Next day, while everyone started eating their breakfast, his father goes to wake up Natsuo, but get a letter from his room, and Natsuo is not there, and his shoes is also gone. Later, Rui goes to search for Natsuo. Natsuo is in Fumiya's house when he see her on street looking for him, so Natsuo takes her in. Later, Rui tell Natsuo about hearing Hina with his boyfriend on phone. She also goes and try to convince her to stop, but doesn't go well. Later that night, they return to their home. Everyone was sitting in dark, but after seeing them, their parents apologies for marriage without asking them. Hina also returned home at the same time and apologies for her behavior. Next morning, Hina greet Natsuo, but he gives her cold shoulder, and while eating, Natsuo and Rui decide to execute their plan. Next day at school, they started to follow her as the days are passes by. From day and night everywhere she goes, they follow her to everywhere. After some time at home, Rui take her phone to find something about her boyfriend, but that doesn't work. While Natsuo and Rui at coffee shop, Hina and her boyfriend accidentally run into them. They started to explain everything between them, but Natsuo get angry hearing them. Before Natsuo do something, Rui threw water to his face and leave, so Natsuo follow her. While Shu walk her to station, Shu tell her that Natsuo has feelings for her, and Hina is not sure. They decided to not meet each other from now on. Next day, while Natsuo having dinner with everyone, he remember that today is Mother Day, so he decided to wish her mother and remember his past with his mother when he was younger. While he's wishing her mother, Hina and Rui also come to introduce themselves to his mother and wish her. Few days passes by. When was going to class, a girl introduces herself as Momo. When Rui was talking to her classmates, she gets some weird rumors about Momo from other students, but she avoid them, want to decide Momo by herself. After that, Rui and Momo hang out after school, and Momo explain everything about the rumors. Momo asked Rui to be her friend, and they started to spend time together. Natsuo accidentally ran into Momo and Rui at library and spend time with them. After Natsuo leaves, Momo asks Rui so she can ask her out on a date, and Rui agrees. Later, at home, Rui gets sick after thinking about Natsuo. While she was bed rest, Natsuo look after her and help her. Their parent was happy to see they are getting along. Next day at school, while Natsuo and Momo eating lunch together, Momo asked Natsuo to come with her after school. Later at Momo house, and they started some plot development. But Natsuo see cut on Momo wrist and stop because it doesn't feels right and ask her about any supermarket near her and make food for her to eat. She cries after eating it because no one ever treated her that way before and thanks him. Later, Natsuo goes to library to return the book, but see a girl was standing with teacher, so he decide to leave, but get caught. Teacher introduces himself as Ryuji, and girl introduces herself as Miu. Ryuji forced Natsuo to join literature club, but Natsuo doesn't want to join, so Ryuji tells him, borrowing book without permission is crime, and after that made him join. Miu and Natsuo heads out to recruit new student, because there is only 2 students in literature club. Next day, Miu thanks Natsuo for helping her to recruit new student, and they started discussion through whiting because it's literature club. Later, Rui and Momo asked to join literature club. Natsuo was there, so they goes to literature club together. Miu introduces herself as president of club. While Natsuo and Miu talking to each other, Rui get jealous, seeing Natsuo so close to Miu. Later, Natsuo and Hina was alone at home because their parents was on shopping, and Hina asks if he doesn't have plan on Sunday so they can hang out together, and Natsuo agrees. On Sunday, Hina takes him to famous restaurant to eat. A waitress compliment them for their good relationship, and Natsuo get embarrassed. After that, they went to other places to enjoy the day. Later, they goes to beach. Natsuo confesses feeling for Hina, and Hina tell about what happened between Shu while spending time at beach. Later at night, they return to home together and goes to their rooms. Hina was reading Natsuo's story that he gave her before. Next day, Rui goes to Natsuo's room and wants to confirm her feeling toward Natsuo and also ask him a favor to kiss her. After some time, she leaves. Later at school, Natsuo ran into a boy. He introduces himself as Alex, and he is from same class. After school, while they are walking, they see a pervy thief was run in, so Alex and Natsuo ran to caught him. After handing over thief to police also accused them for some false charges. So Rui come to take them, and Alex asks Natsuo if he can set Rui to go out with him. While they are going home, Natsuo was unsure about his feeling toward Rui. Later at kitchen, Natsuo talked to Rui about Alex and tells to go out with him, but Rui get upset and leaves. Natsuo feel bad about it. Later, he goes to Rui's room to clear about it, but Rui asks her he's forgetting something to do while they are kissing. Hina was shocked to see them. Natsuo stopped Hina to tell about it, but Hina leaves without listening. Rui goes to Hina's room and clear about the situation, that she tell him to kiss her and about her feelings. Next day, Natsuo goes to apologies to Hina, but Hina tell her about she was moving from here to live independent. Later, there is a festival, so everyone decide to go. While everyone was enjoying and playing games, Natsuo take Hina to back of the shrine. To clear misunderstanding, while they are talking, Hina started crying and tells about her true feeling and how she was jealous of Rui and stared to leave, but Natsuo stops her and tells her about his feelings. Later, Rui was feeling bad about Hina about leaving house, so her mother decided to cheer her up and tell to go outside to fresh her mood. While Rui was shopping, she ran to Shu, and Shu apologizes to her again about what happened and take her to a treat. Shu explain about his situation and what he's going through. He get divorced from his wife. At home, Rui goes to Hina's room to apologize and try to stop her from shifting to apartment. But Hina explained she can't stop after announcing to whole family. Later, when Natsuo return home, he find a letter from Hina and see a key in it of her apartment. Next day, whole family help her to shift her boxes. After dropping everything, they goes back. Natsuo was thinking about key that Hina gave him and decide to go see her. When he arrives, door was locked, so he open it and enter the room and see Hina sleeping. Hina wakes up and thanks him for before. After that, there is some plot development. Hina goes to make coffee and tell him he can come anytime. Next day, when Rui and Natsuo is going to school, Alex meets Natsuo and introduces himself to Rui. Alex decides to join literature club with them, so Natsuo asks Ryuji if Alex can join, and Ryuji agrees, because they have to invite more students. While Natsuo is talking with his friends, Hina appear. Natsuo stopped to talk with Hina. When Natsuo asks about his feelings again, she tells him she has same feeling towards him, and some plot development. Later, a school festival arrives, and everyone from Literature Club was enjoying their time and doing various activities. Next day in Literature Club, everyone was thinking about what happened to Ryuji because he was on leave for some time and decided to visit him. Natsuo is shocked to see his apartment. They meet Ryuji and find out he is a professional writer, so because of his work, he took break from school to complete his book. Ryuji suggests Natsuo to submit his story in competition. Natsuo was overwhelmed with joy because Ryuji is his favorite writer. Later, Natsuo was going with Miu, but accidentally fall from stairs and had a fracture. Hina comes to visit Natsuo because she was worried about him. Later, when Natsuo was taking a bath, Rui joins him and helps him to wash because he was injured. Later, Natsuo visits Hina at her home while they are enjoying plot development. They get a visit. When Hina goes to open the door, she is shocked to see Rui. Rui enter and see Natsuo there and started to cry and leaves. Hina tried to stop her, but she is gone. When Natsuo returned to home, he finds out Rui is not returned home yet, so he goes to find her and sees her sitting in park. Rui explains how he finds about Hina and his relationship when she goes to his room and finds out story student and teacher's love. After that, Natsuo apologizes and explains about his feelings. Later they return home, and Rui clear misunderstanding that their parents having. Because they think no one liked their marriage, Rui started to avoid Natsuo and asked him not to talk with each other from now on and started to put distance between them. At literature class, Ryuji announced the winner of their competition. Natsuo wants to be professional writer, but Rui win the award. Natsuo get discouraged about it, so he went to Ryuji for help. Then Ryuji explained about how Rui doesn't want to take award, and she rejected, but doesn't tell why. Ryuji explained, being a writer is not easy, you have to go through so many things to become a professional writer, and asked Natsuo if he wants to be writer or only needs stats of the writer. Natsuo started practice reading daily, and showed to Ryuji to check his work. Later his school trip started, and went to shrine with his friends and started enjoying. Next day, when everyone goes to beach, Rui asks Hina to talk. Rui explain about everything and tell Hina not to worry because she doesn't want problems anymore, and she put distance between Natsuo. That night Natsuo went to Hina's room while everyone was getting ready for fireworks. Hina wants to end the relationship, but Natsuo wants to take it next step. Natsuo give her ring. Hina was also so happy because she really doesn't want to end their relationship. Fireworks started. Everyone from class was on the beach. Hina and Natsuo is in room, enjoying the view of the sky. Natsuo asks Hina to marry him. That make Hina more happy and go for some plot development. Later Hina says she want to live together, and Natsuo was happy to hear. Next day at school, head teacher call Hina to talk for some urgent matters. Hina goes to meet head teacher, thinking about what happened. When she arrives, head teacher show a photo of Natsuo and Hina plot development. Hina was shocked to see it. She apologized and asked not to tell anyone because it only create more problems. Later everyone was gathered in assembly hall. Hina comes to stage, greeting everyone for Christmas and telling about she was getting transferred to another school because of some personal reason. After listening, everyone was shocked. Natsuo asked Rui about what happened. She also has no clue. Natsuo goes to head teacher office, but no one tells him what happened. Later at school rooftop, Ryuji goes to talk Hina and tell he knows about them and their relationship. Hina starting crying, thinking about Natsuo and regret about everything. Later Natsuo goes to Hina's apartment, but find out she's moved from there. Natsuo finds a letter that Hina left for him. She explained their relationship was found out by school, and she insists not tell anyone, so she decided transferred school. Hina thanks Natsuo for everything, and tell him to move on without her, and make his career as a writer. Also she loves him more than anything. Natsuo become depressed after Hina left her. His friends was worried about him, so he went to cheer up, but he doesn't reply. His friends started to beat him up. Because he's acting like a baby, Natsuo feels so much powerless because he can't help Hina. Later, Natsuo went to Ryuji's place to talk about novels and his work because he wanted to distract himself. Rui goes to Natsuo's room to give dinner, but he didn't even look at her. Later Jin invite Natsuo to public bath by threatening to kidnap him. While they are taking bath, Jin tell him story about his past and cheer him up, saying you should keep moving no matter how he feels and situation you are in. Later, when Rui goes to give Natsuo his dinner, he thanks her the food. He started to focus on his story. Day passes by. No matter how he feels, he continued his story and finally completed his story. New Year arrives. Natsuo and Rui goes to their friends to celebrate. Everyone decide to go to Ryuji's place because Natsuo wants to give his story to Ryuji. Later, when everyone leave, Ryuji started to read his story and impressed by it. A few days later, Ryuji invite Natsuo to meet him. When Natsuo arrived at Ryuji's place, a man introduced himself as Suikairu. He was impressed by Natsuo's work. He take Natsuo to Ritter Award ceremony. We find out that Ryuji has submitted his work in competition. and Natsuo has won the award. Then Natsuo goes for speech and was very happy to be there. Later, Natsuo returned to home. He is shocked to see Hina there, but finds out he mistook Rui for Hina. Rui ran away from there, and Natsuo goes to apologize, and finally Rui confesses her true feeling toward Natsuo, and she never let him go again. And that brings anime to an end. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing video. See you next time. Take care.